Today is October 9th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 6 in action. We'll be reading the rest of page 86 today. Out of the 12 and 12, we're going to continue Step 12 by reading page 112. A whole lot of 12s there. And of course, we'll read today's 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning. Life over here is good, beautiful, sunny day, and we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. That is always a good thing. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, if you recall from yesterday's reading, we are in the heart of Into Action here. I love page 86 and 87 because it just breaks down in a very practical way what we can do all throughout the day. So yesterday we started actually with what we do when we retire at night. And that's where we constructively review our day and ask ourselves a series of pretty practical questions. Do we owe an apology? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person? Were we kind and loving toward all? What could we have done better? But I always love the last part of that paragraph. We must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection. In other words, quit beating ourselves up if we made a mistake. Why? Well, it answers it in this question. For that would diminish our usefulness to others. Simple as that. So after making our review, we ask God's forgiveness and inquire what corrective measures should be taken. So we're going to go ahead and finish off page 86. On awakening, let us think about the 24 hours ahead. We consider our plans for the day. Before we begin, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives. Under these conditions, we can employ our mental faculties with assurance. For after all, God gave us brains to use. Our thought life will be placed on a much higher plane when our thinking is cleared of wrong motives. In thinking about our day, we may face indecision. We may not be able to determine which course to take. Here, we ask God for inspiration, an intuitive thought or decision. We relax and take it easy. We don't struggle. We are often surprised at how right the answers come after we've tried this for a while. What used to be the hunch or occasional inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind. Being still inexperienced and having just made conscious contact with God, it's not probable we are going to be inspired at all times. We might pay for this presumption in all sorts of absurd actions and ideas. Nevertheless, we find that our thinking will, as time passes, be more and more on the plane of inspiration. We come to rely upon it. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Bottom of page 111 and 112. Now comes the biggest question yet. What about the practice of these principles in all our affairs? Can we love the whole pattern of living as eagerly as we do the small segment of it we discover when we try to help other alcoholics achieve sobriety? Can we bring the same spirit of love and tolerance in our sometimes deranged family lives that we bring to our AA group? Can we have the same kind of confidence and faith in these people who have been infected and sometimes crippled by our own illness that we have in our sponsors? Can we actually carry the AA spirit into our daily work? Can we meet our newly recognized responsibilities to the world at large? And can we bring new purpose and devotion to the religion of our choice? Can we find a new joy of living and trying to do something about all these things? Furthermore, how should we come to terms with a seeming failure or success? Can we now accept and adjust to either without despair or pride? Can we accept poverty, sickness, loneliness, and bereavement with courage and serenity? Can we steadfastly content ourselves with the humbler yet sometimes more durable satisfactions when the brighter, more glittering achievements are denied us? The AA answer to these questions about living is yes. All of these things are possible. We know this because we see monotony, pain, and even calamity turned to good use by those who keep on trying to practice AA's 12 steps. And if these are facts of life for the many alcoholics who have recovered in AA, they can become the facts of life for many more. 24 hours a day, October 9th. AA thought for the day. Am I willing to be bored sometimes at meetings? Am I willing to listen to much repetition of AA principles? Am I willing to hear the same thing over and over again? Am I willing to listen to a long, blow-by-blow personal story because it might help some new member? Am I willing to sit quietly and listen to long-winded members go into every detail of their past? Am I willing to take it because it is doing them good to get it off their chest? My feelings are not too important. The good of AA comes first, even if it is not always comfortable for me. Have I learned to take it? Meditation for the day. God will draw us all closer to Him in the bonds of the Spirit. He'll have all people drawn closer to each other in the bonds of the Spirit. God, the great Spirit of the universe, of which each of our own spirits is a small part, must want unity between Himself and all of His children. Unity of the Spirit in the bonds of peace. Each experience of our life, of joy, of sorrow, of danger, of safety, of difficulty, of success, of hardship, of ease, should be accepted as part of our common lot and in the bonds of the Spirit. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may welcome the bonds of true fellowship. I pray that I may be brought closer to unity with God and other people. Daily Reflection, October 9th. A spiritual axiom. It is a spiritual axiom that every time we are disturbed, no matter what the cause, there is something wrong with us. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 90. I never truly understood the 10-step spiritual axiom until I had the following experience. I was sitting in my bedroom reading into the wee hours when suddenly I heard my dogs barking in the backyard. My neighbors frown on this kind of disturbance, so with mixed feelings of anger and shame, as well as fear of my neighbors' disapproval, I immediately called in my dogs. Several weeks later, the exact situation repeated itself, but this time, because I was feeling more at peace with myself, I was able to accept the situation. Dogs will bark, and I calmly called in the dogs. Both incidents taught me that when a person experiences nearly identical events and reacts two different ways, then it is not the event which is of prime importance, but the person's spiritual condition. Feelings come from inside, not from outward circumstances. When my spiritual condition is positive, I react positively. All right, that concludes today's reading. Some great stuff as always, my goodness. But real quick, I love the big book reading for today, telling us literally what we can do. And these are just like the 12 steps. They're just suggestions, but they've been healthy suggestions in my life. But on awakening, let us think about the 24 hours ahead. Notice it doesn't say, let us think about everything we did yesterday and the day before and the day before that and 10 years ago. Just this set of 24 hours. I love this. Before we even consider our plans for the day, we ask God to direct our thinking, that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives. And then, throughout the day, there might be some indecision we face. We may not be able to determine which course to take. Here we ask God for inspiration, seeking His will, right? an intuitive thought or decision, we relax and take it easy. We do not struggle. In other words, don't worry about it. Worrying is not going to help a thing. And I'm saying this to me. It's a beautiful reminder here. Hey, relax. Don't struggle. Your higher powers got this. We're often surprised at how right the answers come after we've tried this for a while, when we keep calm and keep seeking His will. It's great stuff. Such practical advice. I love it. And then I also love the daily reflection today. It's not necessarily the circumstance, but it's our reaction to it, our emotions and our perspective, right? I have a profession where I face disrespect every single day. And when I'm in a bad spiritual condition, I might snap at somebody. I might say something I don't mean. Or I let whatever somebody said or did ruin my day. However, I'm grateful to say that since I started practicing these principles in my life, those days are not near as common as they used to be. And now when I'm disrespected, which again happens about every day, I can have that productive pause. I can realize that this isn't personal. This person's not attacking me personally. I don't have to take it personal. That's a choice that I make. And usually the reason I'm taking something personal is because I agree with whatever it is they're saying. And I can realize that a lot of times what's being said is not really personal. It's just a reflection of what they're feeling inside. I can display forgiveness. And I can model respect back when perhaps they didn't deserve it. Because my higher power has shown me love in a time when I didn't deserve it. My wife showed me love and grace in a time I didn't deserve it. It's all about my perspective. It's all about my attitude. Somebody way wiser than me said, you know what, Rob, don't say it's a bad day. Say it's a character building day. Be happy. Because in those moments, you're going to learn the greatest lessons. It's all in how you frame it. So my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you have a great day today. And if you're sober, please know that you're a miracle. And also please know I do not speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect or denomination. I am just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery, grateful to be here with you today. And if you're not sober, hey, what a beautiful opportunity to take that first step today. This set of 24 hours. Beautiful opportunity right before you. If we're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.